Hello, happy Wednesday before Christmas. I can't believe that Christmas is just a few days away. What's today, the 20th? So 5 days? That's crazy. I'm gonna come over here to my laptop and get this posted. So bear with me for a minute. Hope everybody's having a great week. I took this week off and I think I'm going to do this again next year because taking the week off leading up to Christmas is pretty cool. So, so many pop-ups on the computer. Just bear with. Be with you in just a moment. Share. Copy link. That's one. Two. All right, posting in my group. Hello, I see somebody's there. In a moment, I'll get back to Facebook on my computer and be able to see a couple of people. Hey, Miss Cheryl, how are you? All right, so as I said before, but people weren't here, happy Wednesday before Christmas. I can't believe that Christmas is only 5 days away. I took the week off this week because my team, half of them will be out next week at work. And so I thought that this would be a good time to take off, and I'm loving it. And so I think I'm going to do this next year. It's so relaxing. All the stuff that I used to cram into one day, I can do a little bit each day and then spend the rest of the day enjoying my crafting or hanging out with my family. And it's been lovely. So, how's everybody doing out there? Who's here with me besides Cheryl? Say hello so that I know who's here. That would be lovely. Um, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like what you are seeing. That would be appreciated. Today, I am going to be working with a couple of items from the Celebration catalog and the mini catalog that both go live in January. So I've been playing with different things and getting ready for the virtual crop that I've got coming up. I did a fun two-page layout for those of you that are scrapbookers that are attending my virtual crop. So we'll be doing that with new products. So I'm excited about that and getting ready to start designing the card class and got a lot of fun stuff going on. So without further ado, let me turn the camera down so that you can see my desktop and get started. Hopefully nobody got too dizzy. Hello, Miss Judy. All right, so today I have got the Wild Fern die set, which has 13 pieces. That's how I know how many I have in here, so that when I'm done crafting and I put them all away, I count them up and go, did I find them all? Because invariably, not invertibly, I will be missing a little piece like this that I just need to find. And if I can do that before I am done crafting for the day, that always works best for me. Hi, Carla. All right, so we'll be using this. And then we're using the Wild Fern stamp set that goes with it. And it has all these fun leaves and some really nice sentiments and nice texture here. So I love this one. Wishing you well today, tomorrow, and every day that follows. Here's to new beginnings. You are greatly appreciated. Heartfelt condolences and thank you. And then we're also going to be using Notes of Nature. And what I love about this is, well, there's lots of things that I love about this, but the things that speak to me is the textural elements here with the graph paper type of look. And then you've got the thing that looks like a menu. It says field notes for like a botanist who's out doing, you know, cataloging things. And then the dottage here. And then of course you've got some lovely sentiment and a couple of nature stamps. We will be using the, Softly Stippled, I think it's called. And I've cut this down to 6 by 6. So I showed them last week, but since I'm using it, I'm just going to flip through it. And this is Wild Wheat. That was Calypso Coral. I forget which gray that is. Wild Wheat. Lost Lagoon. More Wild Wheat. Gray Granite, I think. More Calypso. A little bit of all of it. Look at the detail in that. And then the gray. And then this has the Lost Lagoon in the Wild Wheat. And the Wild Wheat. Hold on one second for me. Pardon me. So those are the papers that come in the pack. We will be using Calypso Coral, Lost Lagoon, Cajun Craze, and Shaded Spruce. I thought I had used, I'm going to switch that out. It was supposed to be Copper Clay, but I grabbed the wrong one from the rack. All right, so I have two similar cards that we're going to make today. Hello, Miss Mary and Kelly. Oh, thank you, Ruth, for sending people over. And yeah, that's Kelly. I love that stamp set too. You just got your order and can't wait to play with your stamps. That was Miss Carla. All right, so today, oops, not that one. I have two cards, and they're similar in nature, no pun intended, since we're using Notes of Nature. But we've got a circle element, or three, a horizontal strip, and a top and bottom in a monochromatic theme. So, let me see, I don't know which one this is. I guess we're starting with the blue. Hey, Georgiana. All right, so I've pre-cut everything because I'm sure you all know how to cut. So, and I happen to have card bases that open top to bottom. The ones that I made on my sample went left to right, but it's okay. It all works, right? What I have here is a 3 by 4 and a 2 1/4 by 4 that's going to make the base. So let's get that going. So is everybody having a good week? Is it a quiet week? Is it a crazy week? Like I said, I have been home all week. I did have to go have a procedure on Monday. Oh, I just knocked some stuff on the floor. I'll have to pick that up. But everything went well and no concerns, so that was lovely. And then yesterday I crafted all day. I went to the store with my husband and been cleaning a room a day so that everything is ready for Christmas Eve when the neighbors come over, because we host on Christmas Eve. And typically I do that all on Christmas Eve. Like in the morning I get up really early and do a whole bunch of cleaning and prep. but I was able to do a bunch of it today. Hello, Miss Glenna. All right, so this one here is 1 by, I think, 3.5. I'm just gonna cut a point here and hope I get it somewhat even. That was not, so I'm gonna try again. Hey, that looks pretty good. And then this is going to anchor my little cluster that I'm making. So what is everybody else doing this week? And I'm using this just to cover up most of the seam line between the two pieces. All right, so the base is ready. Let me grab a piece of scrap paper. Hello, Miss Lisa. Hello, Shaz. How's everybody? Can't wait to go back and see what Ruth made. I was actually watching a movie. I've watched a ton of movies, or kind of watched while I was crafting this week, which was fun. Sappy romance stuff. It's been interesting because I happened to pick 3 romances that were about women, or about couples that were divorced and then were potentially getting back together. And one of them, they actually decided that nope, they weren't getting back together. But I just thought it was interesting that that's what I chose. So this here, I'm using the field notes and putting a little bit of that on the left side of the circle. Oh, I tried to pick up the circle. I think that on the right side was just a little bit of the notes, but it is on this one anyways. Okay, next up, let me find my sentiment. Oh, here it is. So I'm using Pretty Peacock. I did not do a very good job pulling out my inks. Thank you for the reminder on the thumbs up there, Miss Cheryl. Yes, yes, you do need to buy the ferns. That I am shocked that you don't have it, Miss Ruth. This seems like it would be right up your alley. And then I'm going to put the thanks for making me smile over here. I would have thought that this would be on your top 5 list because they are going to be amazing for one sheet wonders. All right, and then I'm going to grab the Calypso Coral and add a little bit of that with that darling little flower. So how's the camera height? Can everybody see everything okay? I know sometimes people are saying, hey, can you move that up? And I think I have it at the right height today. And I'm just putting a couple of these little botanicals, otherwise known as flowers, in here to give it a little bit of color. Let me get these out of the way, because I know if I don't, I will be wearing ink. All right, so if I go back over here, you can see that I have a few dies that I had done, stamped and die cut. So some of them I already have done, but I still need to do 2 of the big ferns. So let me go ahead and do that. Probably would have been good if I had pulled out some white paper for that. Let's see, will it fit on here? Maybe I can do them stem to stem on that piece. glad you're loving it, Cheryl. Ah, they did fit, they did fit. I can see I was a little heavy-handed on the tips, but that's fine. Nature has different colors of green in the leaves, right? All right, let me just pull this off to the side. I'm going to die cut a couple of these. So I have a Gemini that I use for my bigger die cuts, and the plates were so warped that when I tried to use it last night, they just wouldn't cut very well. And so today I followed the advice from, I think it was from Jennifer McGuire, where she talks about boiling water, and then you put a tray in your sink and put your plate, you know, your plastic plate down on it, glass plate, whatever it's called. So you put your plate on it, and then you pour the boiling water over it, and then you take a second pot of boiling water and stick it on top. And my plates are almost flat now, and it was amazing. And I'm very happy because now I'll be able to use it for my bigger dies again. But it's been a year since I got these, so I guess that's not bad. Probably should have done it sooner. All right, let me get this out of the way so it will stick a little bit. I'm excited. My girl is home from college for a few days anyways. And we're going to my family's house on Saturday. And my son is going. Ooh, that was a bit stuck. Usually the washi tape doesn't stick like that. Go. And then run through a second one. Judy, yeah, I think it will. It worked really well. I have the full-size Gemini, and I bought it like on Facebook Marketplace a couple years ago. And I had a little trouble doing it with the larger plates, but then I got the plates that fit the Gemini Junior, and you put them in going sideways. So I think they're like 6x9, and it was much better process on that. I think the other plates were just too big, and I didn't have enough weight or something. I'm not exactly sure, but last year for Christmas, my husband got me the plates, the smaller plates. That's how I know I've been using them for a year. All right, let me get this out of the way. Figured you didn't need to watch me do all of the die cutting. Down to the floor that went. All right, let's build this up. So I watch other people that do this, and they seem to make it seems so easy, but I struggle with layering. So you would not believe how long it took me to come up with a design where I liked the way I had layered them. So I'm just gonna kind of build it up. We have the large ferns in the same color as the background, which is the Lost Lagoon. And then these tall, skinny ones are Pretty Peacock, and then one in Calypso Coral. So just kind of laying them there to see how I like it, if I want to spread it out a little bit. I want to pull this one up to be seen more. Easier said than done. So if anybody wants to see the video that I was referring to from Jennifer McGuire, let me know and I can send you a link. Just send me a PM on Facebook Messenger. That would be great. All right, I'm gonna pick these all up. Like so. Put some glue down here. Now this is not a good time for my glue to get stuck because my other hand is full. And then I am going to place them all down like so. And I'm going to pick up the top layer and do the same thing. All right. There we go. We have some foliage, my friends. We have foliage. All right, I'm going to use some dimensionals on the back. Repeat what I did with the plates, Cheryl. So it is, you boil 2 pots of water and you put a baking sheet in your sink. You put your plate inside the baking pan and then you pour one of the pots of hot water over it. And then you immediately take the other pot of boiling water and stick it on top of the plate. And then you let it sit there for about 20 minutes. As Jennifer said, she's like, I'm not sure how long it takes, but 20 minutes did the trick for me. And my plates are nice and clean too. All right. Ooh, I almost forgot the thread, the baker's twine. Mary has The Empress by Anna Griffin and doesn't have too much problem with warping. That's good to know. I don't think I'm going to invest in another one anytime soon, but it's good to know in case we do. All right, I am just going to wrap this around my fingers a couple of times. Like so. I actually think I want it to be a little bit bigger. I'm going to do 4 fingers. I usually only do 3. That's a pretty big circle. Yeah, Jennifer's husband, I guess, is some type of engineer, bio something, chemical engineer maybe. And he was explaining why it works. I'm like, I don't care why it works, just work. Who's with me on that? Let me grab a couple of glue dots. Carla, I agree. I love the subtle papers here. Just throwing a couple of glue dots on to catch the baker's twine. And, oh, forgot to tie my piece around the middle, which lets me play with it a little bit. Oh, where did it go? There we go. Get that in the middle. Oh, I found my tweezers. I could have used those. I have those reversible tweezers that come in really handy when you're trying to do something and you could really use another hand. And last week I couldn't find them, but I found them. All right, so I've got my loops here. Looks like I've got all sorts of fun stuff going on here. And then I'm gonna stick it down on the glue dots and kind of give it a little bit of a spread here. I have no idea what happened there. It'll all be fine. And, well, that's a problem. I think I put it up too high. Oh, wish me luck here. All right. Well, this isn't going as smooth as it did earlier. Once I finally figured out what I was doing. I think my problem. I'm gonna try this again. One more time. Bear with. Glue dots on the finger, no fun. All right, I'm putting one down here. And one up here. My fingers don't seem to be long enough to do what I wanted to do, though I swear that's what I did this morning. But I'm just going to go like this. Get a little bit of height up here. I have some come down below here. You know, sometimes things just don't work the way you wanted them to. But in the end, it all comes together. Yeah, that's a little bit more like it. I'll make this one a little bit longer. Ooh. And then when all else fails, take a piece of tape. And go like that, because it's all going to get covered up. There we go. The evil camera curse, I like it. And what are we checking out? What's American? The Go Power and Emboss Electric A4 size die machine. Wide mouth so you can use any die ever invented. Nice. All right. So that is the first card. That was a little bit of a struggle, but it's all right. The next one is going to be, let me put that over here. The next one, we've got Wild Wheat. I love the tone-on-tone look. And so that's what I was playing with, a little bit of tone-on-tone and then a pop of color on the focal point. Took so long, my glue dried out. Well, thank you, ladies. I'm glad you like it. Everybody ready for the holidays? Who's done shopping? My husband and my daughter went to the grocery store today. My husband and I went to Sam's Club yesterday. And then they did the, so this one here, because of the way I cut it, where the stems are going up and down, I'm gonna do this one in a landscape fashion. So it'll be slightly different than the sample, because the sample I had going straight up and down in a portrait fashion. All right, so the same base that we used before. And this time I've got these 3 circles. This one we're going to use as it is. This one we're going to do a little bit of stamping. And this is from the Notes of Nature stamp set. Had to look and see which one. And I'm going to do some leaves. And I am using copper clay. And I'm just going to do a teeny tiny little bit here. Pardon me. Next, I am going to take my blending brush, and again with the copper clay, I'm going to add some color to the circle. What happened to the cookies? It doesn't say anything happened to the cookies. I'm confused. So I'm doing darker around the outside and then a little bit lighter on the inside. You can do it however you choose, of course. And then I'm going to roll the edges of my circle through my ink pad. When I first started with Stampin' Up! And didn't have any of the stuff, I didn't buy cardstock to begin with. I was building up with inks and stamps. And so many of my original cards used that to give my layer look. All right, I'm continuing with the copper clay, and I've got the little notebook page, like the graph paper page, and I'm going to stamp it off and just give some texture to this piece here. Give it some visual something, something, you know what I mean? Cindy made hockey pucks. Well, I made blueberry muffins today because my husband bought bought blueberries, even though I already had a whole package of them. And I'm like, we're never going to get through all of that. And so I made blueberry muffins. And I meant to ask you ladies, who has a good blueberry muffin recipe? Because the one in my cookbook was gross. It's just gross. All right, so now I'm going to see how to arrange these. On my original, which is portrait, I did it like this. So I just need to see how I want to do it now that we are landscape. Maybe something like that. Let me stamp my sentiment. Back to my copper clay. See if I can do this straight. If not, there are 2 sides to the paper, so it's all good. Oh, I did. I got it straight, Mom. What do you think? It's always, it's a 50-50 whether or not I'm going to get it straight. I'm going to do the edges again on the ink pad. Silpat Sheets. Save the pan. So every year for Christmas, I make an apple cake, which is from my mom's recipe. I've been making it since I was a little kid, first with her, and then I think I may have told you the story about the first time I made it on my own and it became applesauce cake. But anyways, I've been making it for years, and I use a springform pan, and it tends to leak a little bit. So you have to, put oil underneath, not oil, put tin foil underneath it to catch the drips. So I sent my cousin a message the other night saying, hey, when you make my mom's apple cake, what kind of pan do you use? And she uses a bundt cake pan. So I thought I would give that a try. So hopefully it will be here in time for me to make my cake on Friday. All right. Yeah, that layout will work. Same but different, so to speak. A little bit of blue on the background. I seem to be using a lot of geometric shapes lately. Last weekend my sketch was using the hexagon. And then this week I'm doing all the circles. I don't know what's up with all that. Yeah, my mom's recipe says on it a tube pan. Which a springform is basically a tube pan, but it has that ability to, take it out easy. Though, I guess some tube pans are two pieces, but I was afraid I would end up with the same problem with the oils leaking. So, that's why I went to my cousin and said, what do you do? When I went to my cousin's house in November, I think it was, I brought apple cake, and her husband told me I was his new favorite person. The apple cake is the thing to have, which is why when I asked my sister-in-law the other day, what am I bringing to the party? She's like, Mom's apple cake. Family favorite. Yeah, Mary, I run into that too with the not getting the ink in the center. All right. Well, I only have 3 of these left. Oh, nope, I have some more. I have just a bit left. I cut, for some card classes, I had cut strips out. So I'm going to put 2 up there, and then 3 down in the bottom. All right, what did Carla talk about that sounds good? Apple bread. All right, so we have a landscape version and a portrait version. And we have the 2 in the blues. Is this blue or green? Sometimes it looks blue, sometimes it looks green on the Lost Lagoon. I think it depends on what you pair it with. It goes well with both. All right, let me flip around. Hello. Thank you for the heart, Miss Cheryl. All right, so I hope everybody, it's green, Carla, thanks. Um, it really, for me, it depends on what color it's with, how it picks it up. Kind of like my husband has blue eyes when he's wearing blue, but the kind of a gray if he's wearing gray. I don't know. It's something about the reflection of the lights and how everything hits. So, um, anyway, thank you for spending some time with me tonight, and I hope I think that was supposed to say apple bread, not April bread. Um, I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday, and we'll see each other maybe next week. Bye.